Hello,
Hello.
it's Sunday Fun Day, Sunday Live at 5. How you guys doing today?
Oh, ugh.
Yeah,
I'm ugh.
Teresa's ugh, she's not feeling well. She's been kind of under the weather for the last several days.
This is day number 3.
Yeah,
But this is the best I've felt.
yeah.
I
And
finally went to the store today and got some medicine.
she says finally, because we were just having that discussion that yesterday she said she needed to get some medicine, but she didn't really emphasize, like, do we need to go now? Do we need to go in the next couple of days? I mean, and sometimes we have a miscommunication, but we went this morning, we got the medicine, and she's already feeling better. So now I kind of feel bad that I didn't get the memo, and we should have went yesterday. She would have been feeling a lot better
I think
now.
he needs a drill sergeant
So-
all the time yelling at him to tell him what to do. Because what I think should be common sense doesn't translate over to him.
Can you guys hear her? She's talking real soft today, and normally she's louder than me, but she's not feeling well, so we'll give her a little slack for that. At least she came on. She didn't know if she was going to come on, and I said, well, you can cancel it, or I can run it. We can do it, just me, and I can explain, but, she's here. She's just not feeling well. She's looking better. She's got some better color in her face, and she's not clammy and hot like she was yesterday, but I'm glad she's feeling better. I mean, you're looking like you feel better, but I know you're not 100%. You're probably only about 30%. So,
Well, then I actually got some soup too while we were out, so I could actually eat something for the first time in days.
She tried to cook an egg omelet this morning, and I don't think she ate half of what she cooked. So
no, because when I'm sick, I do not want to cook.
Yeah.
Like, no.
But then I told her I'd cook something, but then again, didn't get the memo. I can cook an egg. Anyway. So how you guys doing? It started pouring down rain here about an hour ago. So a good thing is we didn't lose power, because we have noticed that we lose power here pretty easily. It doesn't take much. They do have some nasty storms blowing through North Tennessee, but it looks like it's going to miss us for the most part. We're pretty warm right now. We're at 47 degrees, so not expecting anything sleeting rain or anything like that. But up north, Nashville, I think, is getting some of it. But even though they're not very far from us, they're just enough far of us that the storm's kind of moving in a diagonal easter, and it's just not coming down far enough to hit us. And that's kind of my perception of what the weather is here in this little pocket, that we don't get the snow that North Tennessee gets. Now, they don't get that much, okay? But whatever Kentucky gets can bleed over. But here seems to be a little protected pocket. Like, it's really hard for the snow to get into this area. And I don't know why that is. But people kind of told us that when we got here. Oh, you'll get snow, but it won't be much, and it won't last long, and you won't get it every year. It's like, wow, okay. It'll get cold here, but it won't stay cold. Just like how it's so much better than Florida. That Florida can get cold, but it's just an overnight low, and then it's right back in the 70s. Here, you can get cold, but your highs might be in the 40s or 50s. So it's not, I mean, it's colder than Florida. Yeah, it's hard to compare it to Florida. Florida's its own little anomaly, because you can have 18 degrees, or you can have
freezing cold for the past 2 days.
Yeah, or you can have 85 degrees. Right now in the house, it's about 65. I think that's comfortable. It's cold if you're wearing shorts and a tank, but if you're wearing sweats and a hoodie, it's comfortable.
I think I probably had a really high temperature, but I wouldn't know because I still haven't found the thermometer since we moved.
Yeah, it's in a box.
And
that's what we always say.
I'm not looking for it while I'm sick.
So. We always say, like, where is this? Oh, I know it's somewhere. It's in a box. Oh, great. Well, can you narrow it down? Nope. Is it a box in the bedroom? Is it a box in the garage? It's in a box.
Yeah, we'll find that.
We'll come across it.
Better.
Yeah, at some point.
When I don't need it anymore, I'll find it.
Yeah. But we're getting, because of her sickness and the weather and whatnot, a lot of people right now seem to be sick in the area. There's a lot of chatter in
Yeah,
the
for the past
groups,
month, I thought I had
people being
escaped it
sick. Yeah.
because usually everybody gets sick during the holidays anyway at some point. But I thought I had escaped it, but that's what the new year brought in.
Happy New Year.
So
Yeah.
maybe that means I'll be done with it because I don't get sick that often, but when I do, I do.
Yeah.
So
But yeah. So what have we been doing this week? We've been doing some painting. We finished painting the second coat in that front bedroom and the
in
bathroom.
the bathroom, finally
So
got that done.
We finished that up. And on Marketplace, we got a couple of good deals again on some light fixtures that we wanted a different light fixture in the bathroom and a different spotlight fixture for that front bedroom. So we got those and we got them in and we did a video and it should be out probably either the end of this week or so. I think you have one more battleship video coming out.
Yeah,
And
tomorrow.
Yeah, and then I think we'll be into some more home improvement stuff, and we still got some stuff to do. I ordered some items and I got them in. Some of the members know this. I went through it with them yesterday or day before yesterday, and I got a doorbell camera I'm wanting to put in, and had to order. There is no doorbell on this house. You have to knock, old school. So we wanted to get a doorbell camera because they can record and there's a ding dong, so somebody's at the door. Now we don't get a lot of visitors, but if you're expecting somebody, you don't want to miss them. If you're in the front room, you don't hear nothing. So we did get that, and it'll also allow me to move one of the cameras I have on the door. I can move it somewhere else because I would like to get a camera pointed toward the road, which we don't have currently. So we're going to get that done this week too. We're closer to the road than I would have liked. I would like to have this down the hill or off the road, but that's probably the only thing we don't like about it. We like that the house is small. Most people would walk in here and go, "Oh man, this is small." Like the people that came to finish installing the windows yesterday. The top windows upstairs were finished up yesterday. In a couple hours they were done. So the windows are all done. The reason those windows didn't get put in originally was because they had mistransposed the numbers, and when they came in the wrong size. So that was their glitch. It was no big deal for us. They just put them in later.
And it was good to get those ones replaced because there was a significant leak. And there was a lot of cold air coming in that set.
Yeah, those old windows were the worst windows in the whole house. Not only did they not open, but the gas had run out of them and they were discolored and they were drafting air. You could see light coming through and you could feel the cold air pushing around the window. It was terrible. So it should be we should hear less heat pump coming on now with those windows in. And talking about the small house, it's nice, it's cozy, and it's less maintenance. There's less to take care of. This is an older house. It was built in 1986. It's a log cabin. So if anything, it's got some anomaly, weird things about it, but none of them are deal breakers. It does have a heat pump system, so we don't have to use the fireplace. The fireplace is still set up with a gas insert, so we do run it. There is some problems with it. It'll run for about 25, 30 minutes and then it wants to go out. I think it's probably the regulator. It's a single stage regulator. So I think it needs a two-stage regulator that helps to stabilize the fluctuation of the gas because it sounds like it's starving because when it's on, it works. And then it seems to go down and go down really slow until eventually it goes out and then it's trying to come on and it can't come on and it's going and then it goes out and then you can't start it back up. You have to wait a couple hours, then you can start it back up.
I don't have the patience for that. I would have just ditched it a long time ago.
No, I think it's just a regulator. So what we are opting to do, and we have a lady that we're going to go see tomorrow on a marketplace purchase for one of those Mr. heaters, and it's the blue flame heaters, 30,000 BTUs with the regulator. So I bought for the bottle, I bought a splitter with a gauge. So also it's going to read how much is left. and we can run either one or both if we want to. And it'll have a 2-stage regulator that comes with it. Well, not comes with it. I ordered it. So I think that will stabilize the fuel. And I think that's what the problem is. So we're kind of doing two things at once. We're adding an alternative heat source to kind of help. I don't think the heat pumps are that efficient when you really get cold. When you get down in the 20s, the heat pumps are really, they do the job, but they don't really push warm air. It's warm somewhat, but it's not hot air. They're not that efficient. And
It's definitely not hot air because
Yeah.
I'm not used to that from being in Florida. So whenever you run the heat in Florida, it's like a blast of hot air. So I always think, whoa, this system is awful. It's just blowing out. Feels like cold air to me.
Now,
So, but I'm not used to being in the 20s or anything like that. So I don't know the difference.
Yeah, heat pumps are better at cooling than they are heating. They'll heat, but they're not great. So we want to have some backups. We do run a little radiant heater and have a small portable fan, like a little 4-inch portable fan that runs on a USB that we blow through it, and that kind of dissipates the air into the room. And even that small heater with the little fan, it keeps the heat pump from coming on. It does. It'll keep the heat pump won't come on all day. So it's just enough. And I think with the new windows being better insulated,
Jeremy says their heat pumps really struggle in Ohio.
Yeah, it struggles. So having a couple different sources, and the fireplace is pretty, but it heats a little bit, but it's not that good at radiating the heat into the room. So I've heard great things about these little Mr. heaters or similar brand heaters with the blue flame. They're super efficient with the fuel, and a 30-gallon propane bottle might last several months depending on what your settings are at.
I hope so, because the past 2 days I've been so cold. I've never been that cold in my life to where I didn't feel like I could ever get warm. I was wearing at least 3 layers of clothes and had 2 blankets wrapped around me, and I'm still chattering.
Yeah.
I have no idea what my temperature was because, again, I couldn't find a thermometer, so who knows? But it's been a struggle. But today, at least, now today I feel hot. I've been walking around with my sweatpants up to my knees when we left to go to the store.
Yeah, she was in the car I'm looking over, seeing what she's doing, and she's pulling her sweatpants
I was taking all my layers off. I had the window down.
So she gets hot flashes and cold flashes because she's sick. She normally doesn't get the cold flashes. So I think the cold flashes are just from being, your antibodies are not built up, and you're cold to the core, and you're not able to keep body heat. That, and with her hot flashes, because at night she'll start with covers and she'll kick them off. So we have to have 2 sets of covers. We have 2 sets of covers all bunched up. Even though we're in the same bed, we have 2 sets of covers, 2 sets of pillows. Like, she loves a lot of pillows. I don't care about pillows.
I love pillows.
I do have a pillow, but I can sleep without a pillow. It doesn't bother me.
When I was single and I slept by myself, I had a wall of pillows all around me.
Right.
I love pillows, but he won't let me have that many now.
Well, there's not room for that many pillows.
Then you need a bigger bed.
I don't know that a bigger bed we'd be able to walk into the room. Again,
jump into the bed.
Going back to the small house, we like it because it's cozy. It's efficient because you're not heating up 4,000 square feet of space. I think we have barely over 1,100 square feet here, if I remember right. I think it's just barely over 1,000 square feet. So something small should be able to heat this whole space. And we like to have a cold bedroom because we sleep better in the cold. We both do. So we're not looking to heat up all the exterior rooms. We're just trying to heat up this main room that we're sitting in now. This is where we spend 90% of our time anyway, unless we're sleeping, unless you count sleep time. So other things we've ordered. So those little heaters that we're looking to buy, they do have them at Tractor Supply for $219 plus tax. Then they have them at Lowe's and Home Depot for about $240. But we are finding them on Marketplace. Sometimes you have to travel to get them. I found several for $100. We're going to go look at one tomorrow for $150. The one for $100 they're selling too fast. One guy was near Nashville and said he was going to be down near Chattanooga Tuesday if he still had it. Now an hour later it was gone. So the storm is making people go buy heaters that normally probably wouldn't have bought heaters.
Well, yeah.
So
and for that price difference, I would be grabbing them up too.
Yeah, so we'll save about $70 plus tax. And it's not that far to go. It's about 40 miles, but the gas is still cheaper than that. So plus I'd like to see that area. It's out toward Chattanooga, a little north of. So I'm looking at the route and there's some switchbacks. I'm like, oh, this might be pretty. We might drive into snow tomorrow.
Ooh.
Going to go look at this heater. But hey, I'm all game for it. That's part of the adventure, right?
I feel like by tomorrow I'll be feeling so much better.
Yeah.
I finally got rid of, I had a migraine for the last 3 days too. So it's like your head's going to explode. So when I got my medicine today, I got some migraine pills and that helped tremendously. So this is the first time in 3 days that's gone.
Yeah. And I did get the appointment for the shoulder to be looked at again, but the doctors are kind of dropping the ball on me. You have to get your primary care manager to send a referral. The information that the primary care manager has on the referral is they've moved and they've changed names, so they have to re-input it, and that hasn't happened yet. So my appointment was canceled, or else they wouldn't cover the visit. The insurance company wasn't. So we're still playing with that. That should have happened Thursday, but it'll probably happen this week, and we'll probably have to make some more calls to
I
kind
don't understand
of push them.
how it takes so long to get
I
such
know.
little things done.
It does.
You think the two doctors' offices could just quickly call each other and say, hey, you need to input this, and boom, it's done. But nope.
No.
I
And if the
don't get it.
paperwork isn't exactly right, they can decline the coverage, and then you have to foot the office visit.
It's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's like, if they take too long, I'm just going to go on another trip and to heck with it. But
with all this technology, you think everything would be so much easier.
yeah, I hate wasting time. I hate inefficiency. So.
Oh no.
What's that?
Debbie said a deer ran into the side of Eddie's car yesterday in Bronson. Well, I'm glad to hear he's okay.
Yeah.
That must have been scary.
At least the deer there are about this tall.
Yeah, but wow.
They're about dog size.
I've known people who
but they can damage your car, especially if it's a
yeah, and the worst is if you're on a motorcycle.
Oh yeah, it don't take much for a bike to go down.
I've seen some people get really messed up with some deer on a motorcycle, so that is super scary, but I'm glad to hear he's doing okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple of things. I don't even know how to approach it, really. I'll just throw it out there. And maybe Jeremy could chime in here too. He has some knowledge, but it seems I'm going to talk YouTube in general. If you're talking about things that are, if you're talking about drama riddled subjects, such as the court cases or so-and-so's doing this, so-and-so saying that, that tends to draw an audience because, oh no, what's happening next? It's like a big soap opera. But we opt not to engage in that because it's not healthy. And mostly, if I engage, I'll over-engage because I know how I am. I want to come through the computer on people. But Therese doesn't she doesn't like any of it, which is why she didn't like being the mayor, because of all the drama and all this, the stupid stuff, the people not wanting to come together. Why the headache? It doesn't pay. So with these channels, drama sells, and we get that, and we could certainly engage.
You tell him, Jeremy. He said, always listen to your wife.
Yeah, you could engage, but see, it's not going to be it's not going to be good for our relationship. I can tell you, because she'll have none of it. So
I just don't see the need for it.
Right. And
if
she's right.
People like drama and negativity and all that, then there's something wrong with you. And just go over to those places where you can find that activity.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see the need for it. It's not a healthy way to live.
It's
And
not.
if that's all you're doing with your life, then I feel sorry for you.
Now, I'm not just talking about the negative channels that aren't really growing. They're just continuing to go after people, and they're not making any money either. The people I'm talking about are the bigger channels. They are growing because they're covering more than just this case. They may be covering other cases as well, and they're investigating, and they're also entertaining people on what they like. We just are not going to do that here. This is an adventure channel, and we want to do our own personal adventures and share those things with people. We are followers of Christ, so we're not going to engage in the cursing and in the stuff that other people may use for entertainment. We're just not going to do it. So if our channel doesn't grow because we're not getting people that want to hear what we have to say, then so be it, so be it. But I think the people that we have are good people. We appreciate them, and they don't, this is an escape from that. So if you want to go watch that, go watch it. If you want to see what we do here, then great. We're glad to have you. And that's really all I wanted to say on that without getting into some of these changing subject a little bit. So I'm done with that subject. But still talking about people that are still talking negative. There's still we don't for any reason understand why people are coming after us. We have done nothing to no one.
I guess we have a lot of space rented in their heads.
I guess
we left Otter Creek. We're not even in the drama.
We're not involved in it.
And they still can't stop talking about us. So I guess they just love us that much.
Now, they don't come after us that much because we really don't give them anything to come after us for, but they still find a way. We even the latest, with the really ugly channels. I mean, they're wanting to find people's family and come out. I mean, why?
Because they're just ugly, hateful, miserable.
I don't understand. I mean, I just don't get it. And then people want to watch that. Why? I don't get that either. What's entertaining about that?
Don't ask me. I have no clue.
I don't know, man. It's not healthy.
It's
not
a
healthy.
Sad state.
It's not healthy to be worried about what they're thinking. I really don't care what they're thinking. If they have something they want to say to me, then come knock on my door. I'll come out. We'll entertain it, and we'll have a nice, competent discussion, and you'll leave here understanding what's going on. But to do it behind a keyboard,
I personally don't invite anybody like that to my house.
No, it's not an invitation by any means. But if they really want answers, ask me. My phone number is out there. Call me. Email. I'll answer. And you might not like my answer, but I'll give you the God's honest truth about the question. I'll give you the answer. But I've never been asked a question by the other side of the haters. What about this or that? Ask. I'll answer.
I ain't got nothing to say to
So yeah, I mean, I don't want to get started because I won't stop, and that's the problem. That's why I don't want to get started. So anyway,
you're talking about reasoning.
Yeah,
with
I'm thinking everybody has
people.
A certain mentality.
Do you think they talk about any of the things they talk about because they're interested in fixing something and doing things better and improving something? No. No.
She's seen a lot more of that.
They're just trying to create views for themselves.
And
all these other things. So I don't know why you think that you're going to talk some reasoning into some people that are the way they are. They are miserable people.
And I guess I've been sheltered somewhat, that I haven't had to work with or deal with a lot of mental people until I got the campground in Otter Creek. And I'm not saying in Otter Creek because the people in the campground weren't from Otter Creek. They were from other places. But most of the nice people were from up north, coming down to visit and stay for a short time. The people that were moving there to live there long term, for the most part, there are exceptions, were the people that were bringing problems with them. But it's nice to live in a nicer area where you're not around people like that. If they are, I haven't seen it. So I guess drama sells, but drama doesn't sell here. What sells here is good, honest people. We're trying to be, entertaining to you as well. Maybe not as entertaining as some other channels, but we're real people and we enjoy the people that do watch us and we appreciate you. And that's what you're going to get here. So
At the end of every day, I worry about what God thinks of me and what I did for him. So that's what my main concern is.
Yeah, because the end of days is coming and none of us know when.
And there's much bigger and important things on the other side. And while you're here, you should be doing God's work.
And the devil's definitely busy doing his work on the other side. So
that he is. That he is. And
it's shameful that that's what is resorted to for entertainment. But if people are watching that, then go have it.
I'd rather be on the path less chosen.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty okay with that.
Yeah.
And I don't really get too wrapped up in miserable people and what they think and what's going on with them, because it doesn't concern me at all.
With me, it's like I really don't understand it, and I'm trying to make reason out of mental people because I've never been around it. I'm thinking the light's going to come on and they're going to get it, but she's like, "Don't think the light's going to come on. It's not just going to come on."
How many years I've been
she's been telling me that every
and
time.
Still,
in the campground, she's like, "I don't know why you keep going on with these people. The light's never going to come on." And she's right. There's no wiring there. So when you flip the switch, nothing happens. And I keep thinking if I keep trying to flip that switch, maybe something will happen.
And some
it
people
never does.
And it could even be family or friends, whatever. There's some people that are so negative and toxic, and they might be a family member. And you just have to love them from a distance and pray for them. There's just some people you can't be near because they are just so toxic and it bleeds out onto you. So there's times you have to distance yourself from people.
Even if it's
that
family.
Are that way, even if it's family.
Well, in our case, in your case more than mine, especially if it's family, you have to distance yourself. But that's they've done that to themselves. It's not anything we did to them. So we've only helped people. I mean, when it comes to Lynette and John, all we've done is help them. We've never even really said 2 words about anything that they've been doing. We don't agree with it, but we haven't gotten up on our soapbox and, bumped our chest and threatened them. We haven't done any of that. We've only helped them. We've moved them.
But people like that,
we've picked them up off the floor.
The minute you don't do everything they want you to do,
we've driven the tractor over there and
then they start causing a bunch of crap and talking crap about you.
That dump trailer, as soon as we borrowed that dump trailer,
that's the way that works.
As soon as we took that away, when she said, "Well, just take it back then." So I said, "Okay." And I took it back. As soon as that happened, it's gone downhill ever since. Not from us, from them. Attacking us and accusing us of all kinds of ridiculous things.
Yes, you're definitely right. You can't argue with stupid.
I always thought a 2x4 could fix stupid, but these days, I guess it just compiles the problems. The problem is, though, this would have been this saga that's been going on with those 2 people could have been gone a long time ago if law enforcement was doing their job. So it's really sad that the people there don't have protections because the police and the DA decide that they don't like YouTubers, so we're not going to protect you. I wonder if they do that to everybody. They pick and choose the crime. Like they were supposed to reinforce.
It's
they
not
were supposed,
just YouTubers because we had nothing to do with YouTube when we moved there. And when we called the Levy County Sheriff's Office, when we had problems in the campground, they didn't do anything then. So it has nothing to do with YouTube.
You're right. I mean, it seems
it's just
more
Levy County Sheriff's Office.
It's something. I don't know what's in the Wheaties over there, but maybe it's the water. The water they can't drink. They shouldn't be drinking it. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm trying to find reason, and there's no reason.
Yeah, you definitely can't teach people common sense either. That's
Because
for sure.
you can go a county over. They don't have that problem in Marion County. Billy Wood puts his thumb down. They have law enforcement over there. Other counties don't have that problem. So I don't know.
I don't understand it, but
Yeah.
again, if you don't like the place you're living, move.
So
and
we did.
Find a better place.
So we did. And that wasn't our intention to move. I was there 6 years. It wasn't our intention to move that quickly. It's just the way things. I mean, I just kind of threw it out there. What if we see what we can get for the campground? I have no idea what its value is. Is it this much, or this much? And if
Brett definitely wanted to stay there longer than I did.
I wanted to work the campground. I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed the tractor work.
The campground. I just didn't like where it was located.
Correct.
And what came with it.
Now, with the campground, the town doesn't really have much say in the campground. They try, but they really don't have much say. I mean, you're in business and all your permits are closed out, they really don't have any say. They don't manage campgrounds. It's county and state level. So they really have no say. Unless you're trying to put in a new permit, then they have a little bitty say. Like, they don't do the permits. They go to the county, but now it's different. So I don't know what's going on over there. I don't think they do either. But I did enjoy running the campground, small little campground, and I liked it. It was fun. Dealing with people and tenants is not always fun, but most of it's fun. But I just enjoyed, running electric and running sewer and running water. And, I don't know. It was like you're building a little community, and it was fun. And I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I would have stayed there a lot longer if that town hadn't have had all the problems that they had and caused so much grief for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if it was run by different people initially when we came in there, it would have been a whole different story. Because cleaning up the campground was one thing. Once it's clean, it's clean.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time we sold it, it was at the perfect spot. But at that point, enough was enough.
Yeah.
And
now it's in a good geographic area with State Road 24 and 19, and then the through traffic going out to Cedar Key. It's in a good spot geographically. The township, it's not in a good spot. Like, if the town didn't exist, if it were to unincorporate, great. Now you'd have all your services from the county, and your water would probably get cleaned up because the county would have more money to throw at it. There'd be less taxes. I really don't understand why it stays incorporated.
I don't either.
But
that would have changed things drastically had the town been unincorporated, because you would not have had all that fighting of this group doesn't like this group and they're going like this all the time. And so this one's in power, then this one's in power, and we're going to take out what this one did.
And it's funny because whoever's not in power wants to unincorporate, and whoever is in power doesn't want to unincorporate. So until you get someone in there that really is in power and wants to unincorporate, which you were for it and you were in power, but you weren't, you have to sway the voters, because it's not up to the board or the mayor, it's up to the town. So you have to get it on a voting ballot, and then you have to vote it. And we didn't think, and we still don't think, that most of the town would support it. So we just didn't even try.
Yeah, well, it has nothing to do with the mayor or anything else.
It doesn't.
To unincorporate.
No, it doesn't.
A vote of the people.
Of the people.
So but really has nothing to do with who's in charge.
Right. But it was something that was looked at.
Someone's asking if we'll be doing more RVing, or are we settling down?
We're going to do more RVing. We are in a waiting for the weather to break kind of scenario. We can't really travel north. If we went somewhere, we'd have to go south, which is okay. But we're trying to get to a doctor. We'll see how that plays out. If that's going to take too long, we'll go on another trip. Otherwise, we haven't looked at a lot of stuff in Tennessee yet. So there are a lot of weekend trips we could take that are local-ish. like, the other end of Tennessee. You got Memphis, you got Nashville, you got all these caves, caverns, parks. You got Lookout Mountain. You got stuff in northwest Georgia. You got stuff in northern Alabama. So there's a lot of stuff to still adventure to. There's a couple of towns nearby we haven't visited. There's a railroad museum in Cowan. Am I saying that right? That's not far from here. You check that out. There's a jail in
Jason says we
Winchester.
should fly north,
Oh,
way north.
That's something she wants to do. I've been up there. I'm like, we don't have any clothes for that. We can't even go from the hotel to the car. It is ridiculous how cold 40 below is. And if there's any wind, forget it. I remember shuttling from the parking lot into the airport, like even to just pick up somebody, or if you're coming out and you're going to the car, it's not even 3 minutes from the front terminal to the parking lot, because it's a very small airport. There used to only be 3 gates. I think now there's about 6 gates or 9 gates. So it's gotten a little bigger, but the parking lot's the same. So it's not far. You've driven through it. It's not big at all. But in those 3 minutes, 40 below zero is no joke. You'll get contact frostbite on your face, on your hands before you even get into the car.
Well, Nancy says there's an elephant sanctuary in Tennessee.
Oh, see?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool to see. I also would like to go to a safari.
And we have not been to the Ark Encounter yet.
Nope.
I still want to go to that.
Yep.
You haven't been to a safari?
I've been to one in my life, but I would like to go to one. I was so small, I don't hardly remember it.
There's one in Alabama.
I think there is one in Alabama, so you could definitely get down to that one.
I've been to the one in Florida.
Yeah, I have not.
Lots of times.
Yeah, I have not.
I remember when my son was in Boy Scouts, we tent camped there with the troop.
Mm-hmm.
And in the morning, you could hear the lions roaring. And it was so loud that it felt like they were right outside your tent.
I was out, me and a guy, it was a group of us, like 20 guys out hunting in Alaska. And we were underneath the pipeline was our base camp. Now, we didn't hunt there, but that was our base camp. And me and another guy took the 4-wheelers and went up a trail, and we ended up way out. And actually, it was getting dark. It gets dark a little bit in October. October's hunting season. And you'll get 7 or 8 hours of darkness. It might be more than that. But anyways, the darkness is starting to go the other way, starting to get dark. So you're starting to get some darkness.
Yes, Lion Country Safari.
So we went up, and we ended up deciding we're going to just spend the night. So we threw up a tent. We shared a tent. We're both in there, and we hear bears mashing teeth is what it's called, mashing of teeth. It's when bears are trying to size you up, but they can't see you. And they're going, and they're mashing teeth. And we could hear them. And we were right near some trees that had fallen, so we were kind of right up under there. And we could hear him up on there. It's like, oh my God, is he going to come through the tent? So I said, did you hear that? And he goes, yeah. We both have our rifles laying on our back, pointed up. So when he comes down through the tent, we're just going to unload on him and hope that we can get him off of us. But he never did come down, but he scared us. We didn't get no sleep that night. And even more scary than the bears are the wolves, because they're smart hunters. And they communicate with each other. And you're not just fighting one wolf. You're fighting 7, 8, 10 wolves. And that's 10 things trying to bite you, not one thing trying to bite you. And I think the wolves were scarier than the bears, because you don't know how close a wolf is. You hear them in the background, and then you hear another one, and they're coming you hear them at different angles. And so you really can't tell, are they 100 feet away? Are they a mile away? You can't tell. And you don't want to get out. You're not going to be able to see them anyway. So yeah, that was my safari, and we didn't sleep that night. And we were glad to see daylight, because we thought we had made it, but now we can get up and we can see. Now it's a fair fight. But yeah, we were okay. Nothing happened, but man, it was scary. That was my safari trip. But I think I'd rather do it from a vehicle where you can bug out if you need to, because you're not going to outrun a wolf or a bear. So you have to just sit and fight. But anyway, that was a memorable moment in Alaska. The bears up there
Jason
are
says,
big.
try waking up to a bear eating moose bones outside your tent.
Oh, I bet.
Ooh,
Yeah,
no,
because
thank you.
we had eaten some MREs and the packaging was probably still outside, so that wasn't smart either. We were kind of attracting them. We should have put them in a bag, tied them off so that the smell could, attract them, because bears can smell food like 7 miles away.
I like when we drove through Lion Country Safari and the giraffes would come out and they'd walk right in front of your vehicle. And there was 2 of them that came in front of my vehicle and they were like locking necks and swooping down right at the windshield.
Right.
And you just, when that happens, obviously you stop and just let them do their thing. But it was so cool to be that close to them. Now you're not allowed to roll down your windows or anything like that. So,
Oh, something else I wanted to touch on while I'm thinking about it. I don't have it written down, so just nudge me if I'm going too far with this subject.
like that matters. I could be mashing on your foot. It doesn't really matter.
It depends
doesn't
on
stop
if it's a
you.
soapbox issue.
It
or
doesn't
not.
stop you at all.
YouTube again, talking about commercials. You see these little commercials, and then after 5 seconds, you can skip them. I know sometimes they can be annoying, but that's the only way a YouTuber is paid. You're paid by super chats or you're paid by the commercials. And it's also the level of commercials that pay better. Now, we were realizing this too, and if Jeremy's still in the chat, I wanted to actually call and ask you about this, and you can confirm or just say that there's more to it than that. We noticed that a lot of the coverage of the Otter Creek stuff does spike because people like to see the drama associated with that. So anything with Otter Creek in the name and all that, it catches more views. However, we've noticed when we study the analytics, the pay per 1,000 views is less than some of the other stuff. Like if we just have a normal adventure, say we're walking through a park or something, and let's say we go to a safari, we're just talking about that. We may have fewer views. We may not get 10,000 views, but we get 2,000 views. But the views per 1,000 hours watched.
Thank you, Jason. He
is
said,
more.
speaking of a super chat.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason. You didn't have to do that. I wasn't trying to get a super chat. I'm just explaining there's 2 ways. Like we know Megan and Tug, they have a large viewership, but they're not running commercials during their lives. They're surviving solely on super chats, but they get a lot of them. So when you get a lot of super chats, you don't have to run the commercials, or you can choose to run them after. We don't try to bunch them up. We try to space them out. Now, we don't get a choice in what you see. You determine that. We just determine at the frequency of what you see. And so I just want to I understand that sometimes commercials can be
Thank you, Lady Cat Singer.
annoying.
Thanks for your positivity and fun adventures. Love you guys.
It's the only way a YouTuber gets compensated for their time is through the commercials. And the commercials are free. You don't have to watch the whole thing. You can skip them. So we get them too when we watch other channels. We understand it. It's not a big deal. It's just part of it. It's not YouTube that pays you. It's AdSense. And they're the ones that do the commercials. So that's how that works. I just kind of wanted to explain that a little better, and people might go, "Oh, okay."
Thank you, Donald.
If when you get a commercial, that pays the YouTuber for their time, and it's not costing you anything. You can skip it, you can watch it, whatever. And the better type of commercial you get, the better it pays. So if you're getting Disney commercials or travel commercials, those pay better than beer commercials and blue pill commercials. So if you keep your channel friendly and you're not cussing and it's kid friendly, it's family friendly, then it's paying more. And that's why you'll hear Jeremy talk about that. We're a family friendly channel because it pays to be a family friendly channel. It doesn't pay to get on there and drop F-bombs and all that. It hurts your algorithm and it pays you less. And plus we don't subscribe to that anyway. We don't think that's a good thing to be doing anyway. So we like to share love and adventures. That's what we're about. I'm not used to talking this much.
Yeah, right. I think he even talks in his sleep. He'll talk to himself over there. Like he doesn't stop talking. Don't let him fool you.
So we did get a couple shifting gears, another subject. When we drove up to Alaska, we did get some damage on the RV, nothing extensive. We got a rock chip in the center of the windshield at the top, but it has not splintered, and it's behind the console. So when you're in the RV, you can't see it. You can't even tell. When you're outside the RV, if you're looking for it, you can see it. And when it hit, I'm like, oh, that's going to hurt. I remember when it was too, and where it was, and we were just getting ready to pull off the road. And you get those rock chips from trucks going by the other way. Even if you're on a paved road, trucks will throw rocks because they're trying to get somewhere fast. So those tires are spinning and rocks are thrown, and they throw rocks. We're lucky we didn't get as many as we did. Another thing that so we're not looking to get the windshield replaced unless it splinters out, which it has not done. So it may not do it if it hasn't done it already. The other thing is the right front fog light has been hit actually a couple times, and the lens is now cracked and out, and that light is burnt out. But I think the light actually got hit even after the lens was knocked out. I think it got hit again. Another time, and it broke the bulb inside there. So I am looking to replace that. I like when all my stuff works. I don't like driving with a broken fog light. So I am talking to a guy, and this leads into my next subject that I did write down. I wanted to talk about why we chose the Tiffin Wayfarer, or the Tiffin, is because their plant is close by. Their plant is in Northwest Alabama. In Red Bay, Alabama. Actually, they have a couple in different areas, but their big one is in Red Bay. So if we ever needed anything or you need to call anything, we had heard, and it's true because I can verify that. We've joined several Wayfarer groups. They even have people with other people that have campers exactly like ours. So you get to work things out for yourself and fix small things yourself. But their tech support is great. They call you back. They'll even text you. One guy I found in the Facebook group, he says, get in touch with Daniel so-and-so. He's a good guy. He's great. He'll help you out. So I did. I called and left, and he called back, he even texted me and said, hey, Monday, I'll get with the parts guy. I'll get you a part number. I said, yeah, if you could get me the manufacturer's part number and your part number. That way I can resource it and see if I can't find it, cheaper somewhere else. And he was okay with that. So he's going to get me that information Monday, and that's great. And then he says, can I get a tech guy to even call you about your leveling jacks? Because I'm losing power to them. If they power, they work fine. But if the board doesn't power up, they don't work at all. I think it's just a loose connection because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We haven't changed anything. So we're scared to put them down because we might not get them up, and then you'd be stuck. So he said he would have somebody call me about that. And so maybe there's a wire trace. I think it's tied into the ignition as well, because if your ignition is on, they're supposed to either automatically retract or it doesn't allow your ignition to come on. One or the other. It's got to be a safety thing that you don't want to try to pull away with your landing gear down, or you'll damage your coach. So if they can tell me exactly where to go, I'm fine with chasing a wire down and fixing it myself. But if you do need to do a service call, they have a campground at the Red Bay facility. They actually do tours there. And actually, I've been thinking I'd like to go there and just do a tour. So I don't know if that's a paying campground or if that's a campground for customers who are in line to get their stuff serviced. I don't know. I haven't really called the campground to find out. They took a week off and they just opened back up on the 2nd. So I'm sure they got a big crowd of people antsy to get in there after the holidays. And so we'll take our turn. Maybe we'll go down. Maybe we can get a tour of the plant. I think that'd be neat to see how they make them.
Yeah.
And if they'll let us video, cool. That'd be great. In fact, Tiffin has YouTube videos.
Someone said you could get one of those windshield repair kits and use that, and gel, then it won't spread.
The little gel fill. Yeah, and I think some insurance companies, I think we opted out of window repair just because it was so expensive on the motorhome. But yes, I think some insurances will do a fix, and it's not there's not like a fee.
Well, those
for
little
that.
Kits you can get yourself.
Oh, you can do it yourself too?
Pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, definitely should do that.
I guess I better put it on my list.
Put it on your Amazon wish list. Not the wish list. We have a wish list that we keep, an Amazon wish list. So,
Thank you, She Hunts.
She Hunts. Thank you for the 10. We appreciate the love, you guys. Appreciate that. I've seen her on there quite a bit, She Hunts, and I remember that name. She's in there quite a bit.
We appreciate you. We appreciate all of you. We love the positivity and love you guys have.
Yeah, we haven't made it to the post office. We should have went today, but we didn't make it over there. So we don't have any mail from anyone to open today, and that's okay. I don't know that there's any mail there anyway. But
it's always a surprise.
Yeah, it's always a surprise. For our soapbox segment, I left my little ducky over there.
Oh, poor little ducky sitting over there all by himself.
I forgot him.
I thought you'd been on your soapbox.
Yeah, I've done a couple soapbox
Jason
things.
says there is mail.
There is?
That's what he said.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get by there for next week. This is my soapbox segment, official soapbox segment. So the other one was just like a bonus. I wanted to talk about Marketplace. And I know I've touched on this before, but we like to shop a lot on Marketplace because the one tax that's high in Tennessee is the sales tax. All the other taxes are low. But with sales tax, you have the option. You don't have to buy it. You can go to Alabama and buy it, or you can buy it somewhere else. You don't have to buy it in a retail store. So a lot of times we don't. So we like Marketplace because you can find some good deals, and it's kind of fun to shop. I'm not one that has to hurry up and buy it and have it here and then, wait for the next thing to hurry up and buy and have it here. No, I'm patient. Like this heater. We don't have to have the heater. I think it would help. I think it would save our heat pump a little bit from working so hard, because even that little radiant heater that we have with the fan blowing through it, during the day at these temperatures outside, it keeps the heat pump from cutting on at all. And so it's great. I think that saves money running a little heater versus a heat pump. I'd like to get something a little more efficient, because that heater, the radiant heater with the fan, we're not going to leave that we wouldn't leave either one of them on if we're not home. But the other one I feel more sure about, like if we went to bed or something, that somebody would wake up. But with the other radiant heater, I wouldn't do that. So you got to be careful. This is a wood house, and it would go up like that. So in saying that, on Marketplace.
Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, thanks, Nancy. That's awesome. Appreciate that. With the Marketplace, people posting things and then not responding to you in a timely manner, or they respond in a day, or their pictures are horrible. Like how hard is it to get some good pictures and put up there so you don't have to ask all these questions? A lot of them, like, we're looking for a vanity for the bathroom, right? But they don't put the dimensions. Do you not think that's the first thing people are going to ask? How wide is it?
I'm so surprised about that.
Yeah, because it's a space it has to fit in. Unless you're building the house around your bath sink, which we're not. The house is already here. We can't go more than 37 inches. It's got to be 37, but we don't want 36 or 35 either, because then you got to create a filler. We want a 37-inch vanity. So how many times you got to go on? You like it. You think you like it. How big is it? It looks like it might be in the 37 range. So you call or you text them and they don't respond, and you're like, it's just aggravating. Even, people that you have a plan to see, they don't want to give out their phone numbers. Or what's this new thing they're doing now?
Oh my goodness.
Pick it up on the porch.
Gifted membership.
What?
And Nancy was trying to do a gift of a membership, and it gifted it right back to her.
Oh, now that's funny. There you go, Nancy.
Well, the best person to give a gift to is yourself, right?
There you go. You know what you want. Maybe you were wanting it. You were secretly wanting it. And there you go. I don't know how is it decided how the memberships are dispersed. I don't know how that works.
I don't know. That used to happen whenever I try to give my Oma a gift. She wouldn't ever accept it. So I always used to say, well, you better buy her something that you would want for yourself because she's going to give it right
She's
back
going
to
to give
you.
it back to you. And there are a lot of gifts like that. You know.
I used to give her Publix gift cards. So at
Oh
least
yeah,
then
that's safe. Yeah.
at least then I knew if she was going to give it back to me, I could go get a Publix sub.
Yeah. We were thinking about cutting out the Amazon wish list. We just personally.
I did cut it out.
Oh, you did cut it out?
Sure did.
Because we just think it's a little. We ask that our members watch us and click the like button and the thumbs up. Those are free things. We don't ask our viewers to spend money to watch us. We do have the memberships. Those are optional. You don't have to pick those. They're great.
And if somebody wants to send something, they can send it to the P.O. box.
They can.
And they can send us
but
whatever they think we might like.
We don't want to explore the gray area of grifting because that's not what the channel's about. But we do appreciate anything that you might want to do. But we don't like putting up an Amazon wish list as like soliciting to us. I mean, we have done it. Others have done it. We just think we're going to pull back on that this year. That'll be like our 2025
Yeah, I took that
New
out.
Year's thing. She took it out
weeks ago.
Because really, there's nothing that we don't need for that we don't have or don't have the means to get for ourselves. If you want to do nice little things, we spoke about it. Public subs, we love public subs. A gift card, public subs, those will definitely get used. We love those. We go there all the time. We don't eat out a lot, but if we do eat out, we like steak and surf and turf type restaurants like Texas Roadhouse. We like, but we don't have one near us, so we'd have to go up to Murfreesboro. What's another place we like to eat out? We really don't eat out much. We brought home some steaks. I think we bought at either Sam's Club or the commissary, and we brought them back here and we grilled them. So, and we tried to get lobster tail because they had it on sale at Publix.
and they don't have a barbecues here, Donald. So.
They don't have a barbecues. That's a local
We do like barbecues, but they don't have it here.
Yeah, and we haven't ventured into the barbecue arena of restaurants here.
Yeah, we haven't been to any barbecue places. We really haven't even been. Have we really eaten out here in Tennessee? No. I don't think so.
Our realtor took us out to a restaurant in Murfreesboro.
Yeah, I think that's the only place we've been to.
And then we tried to get her some information. She wanted us to give her some training on creating a YouTube channel as a realtor. And so we did that. And all we asked her to do, she's like, well, what will it cost me? I said, well, really, our knowledge is somewhat limited. We know what to do to get you started. But we don't feel billing you would be right because you're going to have some expectation of reward. So if you would just bring some public subs out to the house, that would be great instead of being in a restaurant somewhere because we won't be able to talk in a restaurant and you don't know what the Wi-Fi is going to be like. But if you want to drive out here, just bring a couple subs for lunch.
Or you're holding up the sign that says, I will work for public subs.
Yeah, we'll talk all evening if you want about YouTube and we'll share all the knowledge that we have. What little it is, it'll be enough to get you started. So she did that and she was happy with it. I don't know that she started the channel yet or not. I haven't heard anything from her on that and I haven't looked. But I'm sure she will. It takes time.
She's so sweet. I'm glad she was our realtor because now she's our friend.
Yeah, super nice lady.
That
her
was
and her
really,
husband. And they travel a lot. They
really
go to Florida
nice
a lot.
People to meet.
Yeah, very nice people. And that's been our experience here in Tennessee. The people are just so nice.
Oh, Chinese food. Oh, I've been wanting some actually.
Yeah. She won't go to the buffet style places like Golden Corral was some place in Alaska that we like to go down to Anchorage and go to the Golden Corral because, it's a smorgasbord of just all you can eat food.
Well, the Golden Corral that they had in Ocala was awful.
Yeah.
I went there twice the whole time I lived there and it was just bleh.
So she's not a big fan of the buffet stuff because it's not that clean. Sharing utensils and people leaning over, and if they're talking, they're spraying in the food, and I don't know the whole buffet
Well, I've
thing.
been to some that I
Yeah.
liked. It just depends on where, like Sweet Tomatoes, which they don't have anymore.
hmm
I love that place.
My
It
dad,
just depends on the quality of the food that they have there.
my dad used to love that buffet in Florida called Ocean's 11 or 12. I'm getting it mixed up with the movie, but is it
I
Ocean
don't. It was in
Buffet?
Ocala, and
There's one in
that was
Gainesville
another one
too.
of those places
I
that
went there and
I
I
got
wasn't
sick at.
impressed. I didn't really care for it. It wasn't all
Everybody
that.
loved that place, the one in Ocala, but I got sick when I went
Yeah.
there. They had two different locations, and I tried them both and got sick at both of them.
hmm
So I was done with that.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Yeah, buffet of germs.
Buffet of germs. Yeah.
Exactly right.
ABC Pizza used to be famous for their pizza buffet. Everybody would go in during lunch and get the pizza buffet because they just put them out, put them out, put them out, put them out. And you just, you could ask them to put out a certain pizza and they put it out. But now they shut down the whole buffet. They don't even have it. And
Now there's a Chinese
I know
buffet
why.
we go to in West Virginia when I visit my sister in Ohio because she lives close to the border.
hmm
That is fantastic, and I go there almost every time I
Oh
visit.
yeah, she took us there, right?
And I've
That
never. Did you go?
Yeah, once.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's good, and
No,
I
that
never
was
got
really
sick
good.
at that
I
one.
wanted to go back there.
Yeah,
I
every
don't-
time I go there, we go there.
That was a good place to eat. Oh my goodness! And it's right downtown on the railroad. Like the railroad runs right through there.
Does it?
I think so.
Oh, that's a different place.
Oh, well, that's the place we went.
That's another buffet.
Oh,
See,
okay.
I don't have a problem with buffets. It's a matter of if it's quality and kept up and this and that, because that's a different one. You never went to the Chinese buffet. That was a regular buffet.
Yeah, it was right. It was a meat and potatoes type
Yeah,
buffet.
so that's another buffet we go to when we're there, which is also in West Virginia.
Okay.
But yeah, those are both very good.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of the buffet that I don't like. It's how they keep it up.
It's
and
how they
maintain
keep it up. And Golden Corral tends to just kind of. It's the Walmart of buffets. It's just stuff everywhere. You like it to be a little more watched over and kept up.
Oh, someone said Ming's buffet in Tullahoma is awesome.
Ming's?
Ming's.
I'm going to write that down.
Although the last couple of days I've been eating so little, I couldn't go to a buffet now. I wouldn't get my money's worth.
How does she spell Ming's?
Mings.
That's what I thought.
Just like it sounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping this week. Now I want to get back into the gym this week. I've been eating good since the 1st. And then the past 3 days, I haven't been eating much at all.
I did somewhat of a home workout upstairs because you weren't feeling like going anywhere. And so I had to work out a little bit.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back to the gym. So that'll be.
That's something that's hard. That's hard to
up.
do too when we travel. Is that it's hard to work out because there's just not enough time in the day. And we don't mind having some.
You have to be really
respites, but-
self-motivated.
Yeah.
And I think the older I get, the more I let myself off the hook, basically.
And you're not even 50 yet.
So I used to be real strict on myself and run like this hardcore schedule, and I had to go and work all day till I dropped. And I'm not like that anymore.
I used to be too.
I am not like that
There's something
anymore.
about being unemployed or fun employed that just kind of, it's hard to work out at home. You can have the nicest gym in the world, but it's hard to work out at home.
Now, when I lived in Ocala, I went to the gym. I worked out at home. I had no problem with it.
Yeah, driving to the gym is what makes you work out. Once I start working out, I'm good. You're in front of the TV or you're working on a project or you're outside. It's too nice to be inside. You don't want to go to a gym. You want to be outside. So
I think when I lived in Ocala, there was so many parks you could walk at and so many gyms, like everything was close by. So it was well set up for going and doing stuff every day.
yeah,
You didn't have to go very far at all.
right.
So that's the one thing I did love about living in Ocala. Although I've heard it has changed there quite a bit.
Ocala's gotten so busy because so much of South Florida is moving north because it's just so crowded down south. Look, a ladybug just dropped on our notebook. See it?
Oops.
Is it the orange one or the red one? That's the orange ones.
Oop, I dropped
We
it.
have a lot of ladybugs in this cabin, and we're not sure how or why.
There it is.
I mean, there's a worse bug to have, but the place is covered with ladybugs. See?
It's so weird. Those just flying out.
In
of
Florida,
nowhere.
that would be roaches, which are disgusting. At least ladybugs are friendly.
I don't know.
And someone said the orange ones actually bite you, and they're not ladybugs. That's true. They do bite. I've been bit once by one. I'm like, they do bite. I didn't want to believe it.
I think it's orange.
I think most of what we see here are the orange ones, but we do see a fair number of the red ones too.
Pet ladybug.
I thought they were all good luck. I was like, they're full of ladybugs. Good.
It's so weird.
But some of them bite. There's some kind of Japanese bug or something.
It's an attack ladybug.
Attack of the killer
It
bug.
really likes me. It doesn't want to leave.
It's going to try to find a way to bite you. Watch. It doesn't hurt much.
It doesn't hurt much.
The other day I reached down.
It only hurts for a few seconds.
I reached down to the brake in the Jeep, and I got a bee stung me between the two fingers right here. And this finger swelled up, and it itched like, I mean, for 3 days it itched so bad. And I had to get her to pull the stinger out. I'm like, pull the stinger out. It's right there. Pull it out. So I got all of his poison in me, and it kind of numbed my hand and swelled up this finger. And it just felt like my skin was itching, like I had some kind of skin disorder. Itching.
Alcohol on.
You know what really felt good though? Was running my hand under hot water, really hot, like hot as you can stand it. It makes your hand itch really bad, but then it just suddenly goes away. And then when you come out of the hot water, it stops itching. So it does work, but it itches 10 times worse for about 10 seconds. So it feels really weird to do it. So as hot water as you can stand it, like as hot as you can stand it, I take it out and my hand is itching like it's on fire itching. And then suddenly it just stops. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. Ooh, bless you.
Excuse-moi. Excuse-moi.
He's sneezing online. Well, we got any questions from the
Maybe
chat?
I'm allergic to the ladybug.
That's all I had in my notes for tonight.
Oh, you have nothing else to say?
I didn't say that.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Oh.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, that you can use a baking soda paste on your bee stings.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not allergic to bees, but that one,
yeah,
I got more reaction out of that one than I ever had.
It draws out and takes the inflammation away. I remember when I was a teenager, I was mowing the lawn and there was a fire ant pile that I didn't see, and they engulfed my whole foot.
Ooh.
And my foot was so swollen I couldn't put a shoe on.
I think fire ants are worse than a bee sting.
So when I called the poison control center, that's what they told me to do was a baking soda paste, and it did. It drew everything out and brought my foot down to normal size so I could wear a shoe again.
Ooh.
And
you got stung too bad on the mail route. Didn't you reach into a box and something?
Yeah, there was like this orange wasp.
Ooh.
And it actually took like a divot out of my skin.
Yeah. Wasps are worse than bees. Like bees are nothing. This wasp, and I didn't even see it. So I don't know what's.
I don't know. He started.
I know.
And I'm like,
I
what
wasn't
is wrong with
expecting
you?
that. I didn't
And
see
he's
it.
like, pull it out.
I
I'm
was
like, what are you
"Whoa,
talking
what
about?
is that? I didn't know what had bit me or stung me or what. I didn't know. Whew.
Chewing tobacco will help with the stings
Oh,
also.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tobacco would be a draw. Yeah. That would
I
make
guess
sense.
you'd have to have some though.
I've never chewed tobacco. I've never smoked and I've never dipped. Never.
Some people smoke and dip. Did you know that?
I don't find either one of those very appealing. How about women that dip? I've seen that a couple times.
I have seen that a few times.
Don't find that very attractive either.
You don't want a woman?
No. I don't think someone holding a cigarette is attractive. I mean, I just think it's kind of a nasty habit. I don't see what the draw is.
It's certainly an expensive habit.
It certainly has gotten to be an expensive habit.
I couldn't believe last time we were in a store and what was the price of a pack? Was maybe $8 or something.
Oh my goodness. That alone would make me want to quit.
I don't remember what brand that was either. And I was like, holy cow. And you remember when we went walking through the Battleship, I think they had some old prices on some of the cigarettes and it was 5 cents a pack or something. So it's crazy how much the prices have changed.
Yeah, I could go on talking about smoking, but I'm not a fan. I'll just leave it at that.
Thank you, Melanie.
I don't think I've ever even...
I'm already feeling a lot better, like compared to what I was feeling this morning. So after I got the migraine pills, I was actually able to eat. I bought a can of soup. So I was able to eat a small bowl of soup with some crackers. And that was like the first real substantial meal I've had since 3 days now.
Yeah.
So that has helped tremendously. So I can already tell that tomorrow I'm going to be at least 95%.
Our primary grocery store that we hit up first is Aldi's. They're just cheaper on everything. Their eggs are high, but I think eggs are high everywhere right now. But we just like Aldi's. I think we can get 90% of what we need from Aldi's, and then if they don't have it, then we go over to Publix, and we'll shop store brands and we'll stop BOGOs. But Publix is expensive, but they do carry some things that we just like. So everything in their bakery and in their sub shop though is good. You can't go wrong in there.
Oh, that's good to know, Nancy. Thank you. 2 Excedrin and a Red Bull. Gets rid of migraines. Yeah, because the caffeine.
Oh,
you'd have to go.
Can it
buy
be coffee?
I wish, because I did drink a protein shake with some coffee, but that didn't help get rid of anything. And it was like right behind my right eye. So every time you moved your eye, you could feel it. It was just horrible. And you know, when you get like a really bad migraine, you're just nauseous and it's just rough and you can't bend down and it's just a hot mess. And like I said, when I'm sick, I don't want to cook for sure. And so I was cooking an egg this morning. And by the time I was done cooking it, I was like, I didn't even want to eat it. And then I couldn't even eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's definitely nice to be feeling better now. So it's helped tremendously. I took I think it was around noon when I took medicine and then got back to the house and ate some lentil soup. And I feel so much better, so much better. And I thank you guys for all your well wishes. So sweet.
Mm-hmm. But it is easy, when she's not feeling well and we're kind of at the house for a couple of days, it is easy to not want to go do anything here. It's comfortable here. It's quiet. I mean, you can have the TV on or not. Sometimes we get involved in something and the TV's not even on. And we don't subscribe to any channels. It's just whatever the off-air antenna gives us and whatever Vizio-free TV gives us.
I have not cut back on any caffeine.
Yeah, coffee, we don't give up on that. In fact, since it's gotten colder, I think we've drank more coffee.
Probably.
I've never had more than 1 cup a day, but I think the last couple of days I've had 2 or almost 2, like 1.5.
I've always drank
and that's
a lot
not really
coffee.
A lot of coffee. Some people drink coffee all day.
I used to.
I
When
can't
I
do
was
it.
younger, I would drink coffee all day long. I love coffee.
I love coffee, but I can't drink it all day. I've known people that can. I can't.
When I was like in my early 20s, I was working at McDonald's and I drank coffee all day long when I worked there. I was like a little toothpick too, running around just drinking coffee. The weather right here is nice. It did rain earlier, but
It stopped already.
it
I
stopped.
think.
And it's about 49 degrees?
It was 47 degrees when we came online.
It's now 49.
Oh, wow.
So it's warming up.
Yeah. That's unseasonably warm right now. And this is January. I think later in the week we are supposed to dip down into the teens. But again, it doesn't stay there. So we have winterized the trailer so it can get cold. Trailer will be fine. I did buy the bypass kit for the water filter. I don't know why the water filter on that unit doesn't have a bypass built into the filter kit in the wet bay. It doesn't. That's people have different tricks. So when you're putting your antifreeze into the trailer, you're not filling up the filter. So you want to take that filter out, dump the water, obviously. But when you go to use the pump to pull the antifreeze through the lines, you're going to fill up the filter cartridge, and you're wasting like half a gallon or a quart, about a quart. But I want to put in a bypass. So I've already bought the bypass. I have it. So when it warms up nice and I feel like doing it, it's a bypass to go around the filter. So then I don't have to waste antifreeze in that filter. I don't even have to take it out really. Well, I do need to dump the water that's in there out.
What is my favorite soup? Oh, I don't know. I love soup so much.
I think you like all of them.
I do.
Vegetable,
I love
chowder.
Soup. The one I got today was actually at Aldi, and it was this lentil soup, and it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I've never tried it before. It's a German soup, and that one is really good. But I love the Italian wedding soup. I love clam chowder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I like the bean soups.
I like wonton soup. Bean soups are good too. I don't know. A better question might be what soup I don't like.
Yeah, soup she likes.
I love soup.
Yeah, and it's good for you.
It's a comforting food.
Yeah.
You know, it warms you up on the inside. It's like a nice warm hug. Definitely love soup. But yeah, lentil soup. Moose vegetable. Oh, I haven't tried that one. I bet it's good.
So,
you know, it'd be good. Some moose chili.
Oh, moose chili would be awesome. That's kind of have a heavy soup, but.
Oh, Mayor Dan said 19 degrees here.
Ooh.
And a foot of snow yesterday.
Oh, hey, Mayor Dan, you can send down the snow, but the 19 you can keep. Can you split them off like that?
I don't think so. Homemade chicken noodle soup is the best.
I wouldn't mind seeing some measurable amount of snow here. It doesn't bother me if it snows.
You know, that Sweet Tomatoes restaurant, they had a bunch of different soups, and their chicken noodle soup they had there was really good. I do miss that place, but COVID took them out of business. You got to go to the one in the Villages once, right?
Yeah, before it closed.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, this place is really good.
Yeah, I liked it.
And then
good. Johnny Rockets we visited too in the Villages. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a sloppy burger, but I mean, they're famous for their shakes, I think.
Yeah, they got some yummy milkshakes. Ooh, split pea and ham. Yes, Nancy. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I love that too.
I like that one too. Yeah.
Like I said,
we used to make soups.
We used to make this meatball soup too that had the egg noodles. Yep. That was good too.
Yep.
Clam chowder. Yep. Love me some soup. Squash soup.
So for next week, I know there's an Otter Creek meeting coming up, but I don't think we're going to cover it.
Is there? I don't think that's next week.
Week after. So we got some more time to think about it.
Yeah, because the first was on a Wednesday.
Honestly, between now and May, they don't seat the new board members until May.
The 21st is the next meeting.
I don't see anything happening in the Otter Creek meetings until the end of this regime's tenure. I just don't think they're going to get anything done. But
Yeah, the 21st.
I really think they should be trying to press that lawyer and writing some ordinances to get some enforcement, but they're not going to do it. So if he was going to do it, he would have done it already by now. What else you got in the chat going on? People got questions? Send them over to us. If you're local in the Tennessee or neighboring Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia area, and there's some things that you think we should go visit, let us know. We've got a couple, and you've mentioned some in the chat today I'd like to go and see. So, and the safari was mentioned, the Railroad Museum was mentioned. These are things we can definitely go and do. Don't go too far north, though. We're not going to bring the trailer out and de-winterize it just to go into the snow. We're not going to do that.
I like going to safaris.
Yeah.
One of these days, maybe we'll even go to Lion Country Safari.
I would have liked to have made it down to Texas, but it's just we needed to get back here and get my shoulder looked at and kind of catch up on the cabin and do some more, get some other things done. We will get to Texas. I don't know.
Oh, that sounds
when.
good. A homemade cream of tomato soup.
I want to see Colorado too.
I had a friend who used to eat tomato soup with popcorn in it.
I'd like to get over to the Grand Canyon. That's definitely on my to-do list.
Yes.
A lot of people winter camp in Arizona. I don't know what the big draw is in Arizona. I think what I was reading about is they like to use the BLM land because it's free boondocking. We can short-term boondock in our camper, but it doesn't really have the sustainability for weeks on end camping. I mean, you'll run the batteries out. And we did have an offer, though, to cooperate with a lithium battery. But I'm not really sold on the lithium batteries.
How far are we from New Tazewell, Tennessee? I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Maybe look it up.
Yes, we got the last 2 windows put in yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So that's finally done. How many people did they have here?
2.
I was sick in bed, so I missed the show.
And Lowe's had already delivered the windows, so they were already here. And they showed up early.
Oh,
too.
Thank you, Nancy. She gave us the address for the elephant sanctuary.
New Tazewell is 4 hours north of us, north and east. So
4
it's
hours.
toward Bristol, Virginia, West Virginia.
I'm going to take
Up in that.
picture of that.
She's taking a snapshot of the chat so she can have it for later.
That way I can have the address of the elephant sanctuary. That would be cool. There was a tiger sanctuary place that I had been to. I'm trying to think. I went there when I was in Ocala, but I think it might have been in Citrus Springs or Citra. I can't remember where exactly it was, but it was really cool. And we got to go there because at the time my boyfriend worked at Cheney Brothers and they donate meat to the place. So they let the employees come there to visit, and they had a lot of cool tigers and lions there.
Yeah.
So that place was neat. But I like visiting animals.
Yep. We definitely want to get out into the mountains too. I'm really anxious to see the Chattanooga area, but I don't want to go when it's
that sounds
freezing
good.
cold.
Reuben chowder and chicken cordon bleu chowder.
Oh yeah, I love cordon bleu, chicken cordon bleu. We buy that at Sam's Club quite often.
It's nice to finally be having an appetite. We still haven't gone to Graceland.
Nope. Other side of Tennessee. And I was looking up crime statistics by state.
Go to the Chattanooga Aquarium.
And Tennessee is really bad with the crime per capita, the ratio, but it's all because of Memphis.
We haven't been to Gatlinburg yet. No. I've been there probably like 10 years ago, but it's been a minute.
Yeah, we'd like to get up there too. But again, we don't want to be driving through the mountains on ice and snow. No.
Yes, please send me that recipe. It's nice
Yeah.
to feel hungry. Like I said before, I was just feeling nauseous. I'd think of something, and by the time I made it, or 5 minutes later, I'd be like, nope, feel nauseous now. Forget that. So
So sounds
definitely
great. So,
nice to be getting back to normal.
yeah.
So I said I got so many goals that I want to hit this year. So this week coming up, it'd be nice to hit the gym and start working on losing some weight.
Yeah, see Spawn Trooper in the chat.
Hello.
I can always recognize Spawn Trooper's little emoji because it looks like from a distance, it looks like the 1st Cavalry Division patch, and it just kind of stands out.
I guess so, because you spotted that right away.
Yeah, you can always look at it, and I know that's Spawn Trooper. Look at the 1st Cavalry Division patch, and it looks like it doesn't when you look up close to it, but when you're from a distance and you're seeing it, it does look like it.
I'll have to look that up later.
I can look it up for you.
Memphis is our misfit city.
There's the patch.
Yeah, I guess you're right from a distance.
It looks like that from a distance, yeah.
Sort of. Thank you, Debbie. I am too. I hate getting sick.
Yeah. I don't get sick often now. If I get sick, it's bad.
Yeah, I don't get
But-
sick often either, and you know I'm sick when I can't eat or drink coffee.
Yeah,
because
that's
I don't like to miss a meal or
That's
my
right.
coffee.
She don't.
So if I'm not eating or drinking coffee, you know something is wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got. We've been on here for an hour and a half. You want to let people?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, we enjoyed just sitting and chatting with you guys. It's a lot of fun, and minus the drama. The drama gets me too ramped up and worried about things I shouldn't need to worry about. But
I'm glad I don't have that problem.
I'd rather not deal with it.
I just ignore it.
Yeah. Yep.
Life's too short for all that crapola.
And giving them time in your space in your head is just, devil work.
Yeah, the other part of the battleship video will be tomorrow.
Yep.
It was a big boat.
A big boat.
A big boat.
And normally we'll do an intro to things like, Madam Mayor, where are we at now? And we didn't do it on this
Because it was raining.
Because it was pouring down rain. So we're running from the motorhome over
And
to
it
the
didn't get any better the whole time we were there. So I know my sweatshirt hoodie thing that I was wearing was soaked that day.
So we didn't really get to do an intro. We kept saying, oh, we'll do one later. And we would go out.
It was just nasty.
Yeah, when it would stop raining, at least for a second, then we'd go up and on the top of decks and try to record up there while we could, or else you wouldn't have gotten anything outside. But and then we kind of
and then they had some of the top, very top stuff closed off.
Yeah,
probably because of the weather.
I really wanted to go way up in the tower, but you could only go about a third of the way up.
We tried.
Yeah,
but it was definitely fun. I wouldn't mind going back when the weather's nice.
Yeah. But it was neat.
Definitely cool. And they're just as big as I remembered from when I was a kid.
Those guns are like massive. And I appreciated the people that commented in the video that knew more about the ship than what we knew. And so that was pretty enlightening. Excuse me. I enjoyed reading some of the, stuff that the veterans have been on ships or they were in the Navy.
I love when people share their stories with us.
Yeah, I enjoyed reading those too.
Definitely cool. Because when I'm there, like I said, I like to immerse myself in the situation and think how things would have been if I was on the battleship or in the submarine and how it must have been. So it's always cool to hear people's stories of either when they were there or maybe a father or brother or uncle or whatever was on there and they share those stories with us. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Definitely special.
Well, we'll get off here and let these people go eat. I'm sure we
Oh.
want to eat. They want to eat.
What are you cooking for dinner?
Whatever you want to eat.
Oh, you heard it here, people.
I told her I'd fix her
I've
something.
got that recorded now.
Yeah. I'm good at breakfast and dessert stuff.
Breakfast and dessert
But
stuff
it's dinner.
and
But
hot dogs.
I can do hot dogs and hamburgers and steaks. I can do that kind of stuff. There's stuff I can do.
Okay.
And cooking now is not
And
as
peanut
hard
butter
as it
and
used to be.
jelly.
Oh,
He
yeah,
can make a mad peanut butter and jelly
I
sandwich.
mean, I like peanut butter and apple.
Well, that's
That's
good
a
stuff.
snack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Peanut
eat
butter
that.
and apple or peanut butter and celery.
Anything with peanut butter on it is a win. Love peanut butter.
Well, not everything. If you put peanut butter on pizza, that would be gross.
I bet I could still like that.
You probably would. Because he'll walk around with his peanut butter tub just eating it right out of the jar.
And it's not the real sugary, jiffy peanut butter. It's like the stuff from Sam's Club. It's like the natural peanut butter.
But it's not the natural
It's not
that I eat.
all the way down to just peanuts. No, it's got some
my
sugar
ingredients for my peanut butter is just peanuts.
Yeah.
Just ground peanuts.
But mine is a step, I guess, worse than that. It's just yeah.
He's like in the middle.
I'm in the middle. Not
But
the real sugary stuff.
We have to have separate containers because he just eats right out of it, and that's gross. I don't want to eat behind you like that.
I don't want to eat behind you. You're sick.
Then why were you?
I'm not sick. You should eat behind me.
You were eating behind me when I couldn't finish any of the food. You ate it.
Well, I think my tolerance is up. I don't think you can get me sick now.
Okay. Better watch what you ask for, sir.
Hey guys, well, thanks for joining us. We'll quit rambling on. We appreciate you so much for the super chats and
grilled
for the
cheese.
moderators.
I haven't had that in a while.
We love you guys and all the regular channels that are out there. Your Spawn Troopers and Jeremy, we appreciate you guys coming on. Even if you just pop in, we love it.
Thank you to our moderators for doing an awesome job. We really appreciate you.
Yep.
Thank you to our members and all our subscribers and all you wonderful people. Thank you for the positivity and the good vibes.
Yep.
It helps pick me up. I feel better already. So it's been nice talking with you guys for this hour and a half. I feel way better than when we started. So
yeah, I was going to say you sound
the positive energy is helping for sure.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. And I guess we'll see y'all next Sunday.
Yeah.
And we'll see our members sometime this week doing something. You never know what it's
going to be. Hopefully a little earlier in the week. I don't like pushing it all the way to Saturday.
See, that's what I told him. I said he procrastinated until Saturday. So then he had to just talk to everybody because I was laying on the recliner like, So sorry to everybody for that. But thank you guys for joining us, and make sure you guys take care of each other and spread some love wherever you go.
Yep. Thanks for joining us here at the Drama Free Zone.
And just say no to drama.
No to drama.
Oh, I gotta get my X-ray. All right. Love you guys.
Yeah. You guys take care. Bye, guys. Love you guys.
Love you. Love you.
Love you.
Love you.